So you did it. You paid off your debt. Now what do? You want to make sure that you don't go backwards and get yourself back into debt, and you want to make sure that you are making steps forward and progressing in your financial life. In this video, we are going to be covering 4 different areas that you can focus on now that you are debt-free, and my personal experience along the way. Stick around. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. Oh my gosh, you're payment free. You made that last payment and now you have a 0 balance on all remaining loans and debt. And so you're at this point in your life where you're just free. You have no more monthly payments, which can be a very freeing thing and can also be a little bit precarious in the sense that you have extra money and it can be very easy to get yourself back in that hole. So let's cover the ways that you can make sure that you are staying debt-free throughout the rest of your life and some things that you can do with your extra money. Number 1, you'll want to go back to that emergency savings, the oh shit fund, the get the heck out of Dodge fund. You want to make sure that you go back to that emergency fund and build it up to 6 months of living expenses. Now, I've done extensive research on how much an emergency fund should be, so be sure to check out this video up here in the cards if you haven't done so already, where I've compared what other personal finance experts are saying out in the industry and why I think 6 months should be at minimum what you have in your emergency fund. So all you're going to do is add up your basic living expenses. That includes mortgage, rent, your utilities, groceries, insurance, anything that you absolutely need to keep the lights on in your home running, and multiply that by 6, and that should be the amount that you have set aside in a high yield savings account for emergencies. Number 2, set up sinking funds for major purchases. Now's the time to spend and save for things that you love. This could be a major purchase such as a new car. Maybe you're planning for a wedding. Maybe you want to save up for a down payment on your first home. Any of those things are fair game to go ahead and set up a sinking fund. If you don't know what a sinking fund is, again, I will link to another video up here in the cards for you to check out where I explain exactly how to do that. The sinking fund is a way where you can pay yourself monthly into a separate savings account for a specific purchase. The reason why I like to keep things separate for my major sinking funds is because I'm not tempted to accidentally spend that money on something else, and I also know exactly how much money I have saved up for that particular purchase. I did exactly that for a second car fund. I opened up a separate high yield savings account. High yield savings account means that there is typically a higher interest associated with those savings accounts, and I did this for a second car. Every single month I set up automatic monthly contributions into that car fund, and I could quickly see exactly how much money we had built up and how much more I needed to save for that second car. Number 3, you now have so much more money to invest. Investing is, I think, the logical next step. Like, investing big money is the logical next step after you become debt-free. Now, when I was paying off $35,000 in student loan debt, I actually was still investing money, but very small amounts. At first, I was investing 2% into a 401k with my employer, and then I pushed that up to 5.5% as I was leaving corporate. And when I became debt-free, I was able to take a look at my investments and my retirement accounts and really make wise decisions for my future. I love the book The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. I will link to his Amazon link below so that you can purchase that book for yourself. I initially read it on Kindle. I loved it so much I wanted a physical copy, so I bought a physical copy of the book as well. And inside of that book, J.L. Collins puts together in order the steps that you should take in order to max out your retirement and get to financial independence where you no longer have to work and you can live off of your investments. Now, I'll quickly go over the steps in this video, but I highly encourage you to check out the book. Number one, you'll want to fund any 401k type plans with your employer up to the employer match. Number two, if your income meets the eligibility requirements, fully fund a Roth IRA. In 2022, the max contribution into a Roth IRA is $6,000. Number three, if you phase out of the eligibility requirements for a Roth IRA, instead open up a traditional IRA and contribute up to the fully funded amount, which is $6,000 for 2022. Number four, keep your Roth and let it grow. Number five, go back to your 401k and really work on maxing out that contribution limit. This one may take you a while to get there because the max contribution limit in 2022 is $20,500. That is a lot of money coming out of your paycheck, but it is also a pre-tax deduction, meaning you will be paying less in taxes now for that money that you are investing in your retirement. Number six, if you've completely phased out of the Roth and the traditional IRAs, or you are maxing those out already, you could consider a non-deductible IRA. And number seven, you can open up a standard brokerage account and go ahead and contribute money to that. Now, I've been loosely following these steps for several years, basically since I became debt-free in 2014. So I guess that's 8 years? Oh my God, almost a decade. I've been following these steps as much as possible. Now, my situation's a little bit different since I'm self-employed and I have a SEP IRA that I'm contributing to. However, this book is just hands down so good to read and a great reminder of how simple it can be to follow the instructions to set up your investments correctly. Okay, the last tip that I'm going to leave for you when it comes to what to do next when you become debt-free is to upgrade your lifestyle. That is one of my favorite parts about becoming debt-free, is because you no longer have payments. You can spend your money on the things that you love and spend money on the ways that you want to live your life. For my husband and I, we decided to leave small town Kansas and explore new opportunities in San Diego, California. And because we were debt-free, we were able to find an amazing condo that has access to several amenities and walking distance to bars and restaurants and plenty points of interest that we decided this is how we were going to spend our money. We may not be ready to buy a home yet, but we're ready to explore the lifestyles of living in a major city. And so that's exactly what we did, and we upgraded our lifestyle. And also we are making sure to cover everything else that I've mentioned in this video. So while I do want you to upgrade your lifestyle in the ways that you want to, don't forget about all those other ways to set yourself up for success. If you don't have that emergency fund, if you haven't made a plan for investing or set up sinking funds, if you don't have those pillars up, then it's very easy for you to stumble back into that road of debt. And that's why I mentioned those things first and this one for last, because one, this is best for last, but also two, if you don't have those things before, then doing this first means all of that stuff just kind of crumbles and falls to the wayside. All right, let me know, are you debt-free yet? Comment below. Let me know what you think of this video by giving this a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, you guys. We talk about all ways to not only crush debt, but to live and continue to live payment-free. I'll catch you in the next one.